Hey guys, Mr. MJFan101 Alt here. Time for another track review on Ionized Minneapolis 2. I'm pretty sure there's another updated version, but I don't care. I'm reviewing this version because that's what I'm going to do. Just one thing I want to quick mention in my last review, or whatever review it is, because it's whatever order I posted it. I was talking about Audacity, and I went to the review that X-Trains did of it, or the showcase that he did of it, and it seemed that he had liked most of the, I'll probably put this in the description of that video, but it seemed that he liked most of the changes that he made, and I'm not sure what, and I didn't see anything in the comments about people not liking it. I didn't really see any constructive things in the comments either, but it seems that from when I talk to people, people don't like it, but maybe there's a whole group of people that do. I don't know. I like it though. But Minneapolis 2, that's what we're focusing on. This is an ionized track, updated version of his old Minneapolis, and I think there's another updated version, actually. I think there's like there's a different version that NJD was telling me about, but I don't care. I'm reviewing this version and comparing it with the first Minneapolis, which you can see in my CRL race video that I did there, which actually put up the best Supercross race I've ever seen in a CRL, and even in Halo 4, I don't know if I've ever seen a Supercross race that good. It's just so intense, you know, people were so packed, and part of that was due to the fact that the track wasn't that consistent, or not even that it wasn't consistent, but there's just a few parts of the track that just weren't very good, and right there, that's one of them, but it's a little bit better in this version, but there's just some parts of the track that weren't great, and that's actually what brought up such a competitive battle. But even with this more consistent version, I think this more consistent version would put up an even better battle than that old Minneapolis race, which is why in, not CRL, but HRL SX Season 2, that's right, it's coming back, bro, is gonna have this track, because I thought it put up such a great race in CRL, and now that I see this better version, I want to use it. I want to see how good of a race, ooh, that was weird, I want to see how good of a race it puts up compared to the not as good, not as consistent version, at least in my opinion. Because it's gonna be different, since this version is a little more skill based. There's not as much not as much random luck crap in this version. Like, for example, Papa won that race because he blocked NJD on this split section, and if you look at the way the split section changed, if you look at those blocks he put in the middle of it, if Papa would have went for that block, he probably would have wrecked, and NJ probably would have won the race. So, you know, this track, if the rest of the race coming down to the last lap was, I am not focusing at all. If the rest of the race coming down to the last lap was exactly the same, but what happened on the last lap was changed because of how different the track is, well, I don't know, it's hard to say what I'm trying to say. I'm saying if we used this version for that race, I still think it would have been competitive, just because this version is so much more consistent and skill-based. But what I am also saying is that Papa winning the race, I don't know why I keep skipping that, Papa winning the race in our CRL race, I don't think that would have happened with this new version of the track. But anyways, let's get to the actual reviewing. This track basically just improves on anything wrong, or anything people felt wrong about Ionized first Minneapolis. One of the things is he had a bunch of rocks there, and he got rid of that, but this track makes a lot of changes, and overall, I think it is a heck of a lot better than his old Minneapolis. I think this version is great. There are still some things that I don't like. I don't like these whoops. I don't like how much they slow you down here at the end, but I guess they should slow you down a bit, since he doesn't have that rollover anymore. That rollover that everybody jumped anyways. This section was a little bad sometimes. Back there, that section is a little bad sometimes in the old version. Now, now you'll look like you're going to have a bad landing, but you have a good one? I don't know. It seems like he fixed it. That split section's a lot better. That one huge jump right there, looking right at it, is a heck of a lot more consistent. And overall, in general, I think the track is just a lot better. Alright, I'm back. So, anyways, I think this track, it's a lot more, I don't have to give too many reasons why I like it, besides the fact that it's more consistent than the other version. That's really my only reason. I like it because it's more consistent, and overall just flows a lot better, probably be better for battles. But yeah, that's really the reason I like it. It's just a fun. The first version was already a fun track, and what this did is it took all the bad things of the first track and just improved them, made them better, and actually make them good things. And it got rid of all the bad things. And I think it's a very solid track. Aesthetics, whatever, don't care. But on this track, I'm going to focus on consistency. It's pretty consistent. I haven't noticed too many problems, although there are a few, like what just happened right there. And the fun factor, this track's very fun to race. The sections are, there's really no boring section here. All the sections are very fun. And raceability, if you watched, I mean, this is obviously different than the first Minneapolis, but if you watched the race video of the first Minneapolis, you'll see that this track is very raceable, so I don't even need to review that. This track is very raceable, and overall, when I give it a rating, I'm going to give this track, it's made by V-Ionized, by the way, makes a lot of good tracks. I'm going to give this track a solid 9. I don't really know what other rating to get it, you know. It's just an overall great, fun track that puts up good races, fun to race with your friends, fun to race by yourself. It's consistent, and just overall a lot of fun. So, see you guys next time.